Hello, Megan.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Good. And now you can see me.
Good. Gorgeous. I think this might be slim pickings for the meeting today, but but that's okay. We're not voting on anything, so we can still.
Yeah, that's great. And there's really not too much to chat about, but just to get us on your radar. Be great.
No, that's great. Super. And so we'll just wait. And then there's Tina. Hi, Tina. Crazy days, I tell you. Crazy days. So Megan, who's on your committee? Your subcommittee, I should say.
Myself, Amy Colleran, Alex Stevens, who's on the Energy Committee, and then Walt Kincaid and Tom Erb from the Building Committee.
Okay, cool. Now, did you also mention Helen? Is she on it? Or does
No.
Helen help you on a different?
She helps with other things.
Oh, okay. All righty. Super, super. All right, very good. Very good. I will be back in 1 sec.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Oh, okay, great. I have to call in to get my audio to work usually.
Tina, I'm glad with the change of date, we have a little bit of breathing room for you guys at the beginning of March. We can move that meeting to the 11th, like you suggested.
Yeah, no, that was good because that will give us a little bit more time. You know, as much of the information we can have, but also to coordinate. I think we checked with Kim Cullen to see if she could be part of that meeting. She said she was available that evening, so that's good.
That is good. I have one little design thought that you've probably already thought about, and you did what you did because you did, but I'm going to send it to you anyway. If that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
Okay. I figure better now than in 10 years, right? Or in a year.
Right.
It's just down there in a little tub.
We had a Megan, we had a coordination meeting with TT on, when was it, Monday, Tuesday, and it went well. So they're getting going with their energy modeling.
Oh, that's good. I need to follow up with Kate because I know that what I think Mike said was he only authorized the first part and not the solar. And I just don't know what we need from the solar to do what we need to do for March.
Yeah, so I think the understanding was that since you're speaking with, who's the company again that's doing some work already for the town?
It's either Solar Design Associates or is it Selecta? Maybe there's two different ones. So one was a consulting guy, and another one is the one that has the contract with the state that you can just go ahead with.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that we're going to do some initial evaluation to at least get an idea of the size of the system. That's with the available roof real estate, essentially, and that will at least give so that he can at least size it and let us know what the production of solar might be on an annual basis, and just that information will help in terms of the energy modeling. And so if they have that information, and this is obviously preliminary, so any kind of evaluation that they have for that will be helpful.
Okay, excellent.
Hi, Bob. Well, folks, I think we should just go ahead and start. I got 3 texts today saying they can't make it, Tim Bonfatti, Tim Knight, and Tracy Rogers. But as we're not voting on anything, I'm glad I didn't stay up till 1 in the morning doing the minutes. So we're going to table the minutes. Few. But I want to welcome Megan Sullivan to our meeting.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Welcome.
Hi, Bob. I think the only person I haven't officially met might be Bob. Ms. Bob.
Morning.
Hi, Megan Sullivan. Megan Sullivan serves on the Sustainability Subcommittee. And you know Bob's on Warrant Committee.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, lovely. So, Megan, we had a short chat on the phone, and I just want to know how the subcommittee, the communication subcommittee, can support you.
Oh, thank you so much. So our subcommittee would like to hold, or is planning to hold a forum on Thursday, February 25th at 7 p.m. via Zoom.
Okay.
And we would
7 p.m. Sorry.
7 p.m. Yep.
Okay, good.
And so we'd love to get the word out
All right.
and get as many people there as possible, of course. Yes, we have this tentative plan, I would say, that what I've kind of titled this is Building Performance, What is Net Zero? ? And then with
Sorry,
like
repeat that. Sorry, Megan.
can you not hear me? Because I think
I feel like you in and out and stuff. So
I think that's my earbuds acting up. Is this better?
I think so.
Okay, try this. See if that's better.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now my family can hear, but that's okay. No, they can hear me anyway, but now they can hear you. So just caution.
We find loving words coming out of our mouths.
There you go. Excellent. So building performance, what is net zero? And then with the little underline, how does this relate to the Dale Street School project? And then another one, how can I apply these concepts to my home?
Oh, lovely. Okay.
So I'm hoping that we can go ahead with this kind of broader topic because I feel like it would draw more people to the whole thing. If it's broader than just Dale Street, I think it will bring more people to the conversation, which I think is good. So
fantastic. So let's see. So do you have, so we can obviously, Gina, what do you think? Add it on our, our timelines, and, I'm thinking of our February little update thing that could, now we have a date because I think we've had a placeholder just saying TBD. So now we've got February 25th.
Right. I think, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. When I was talking to Megan, I'm glad you decided to put it at the end of the month, because we're really packed at the beginning of the month. So
yeah,
spread the love. That's great. Sorry, Gina, go for it.
Well, I think what we could do is the same thing we do for all the forums that the communications committee has advertised. And we could do like the little postcard kind of thing that Tim generates, and we can place that on our Facebook page. And two, Anna Mae, do you think we can have Tom Erb just send it out to
Absolutely.
everyone?
Yeah.
We do. So again, we'll just do the little postcard thing, and maybe Megan, we can just kind of show you, if you haven't already seen it, what we have. And the postcard will be all about the forum on the 25th.
What would be helpful, Megan, is just to write up a little blurb of like a summary of what the forum is going to be, that that it's beyond just the Dale Street, the takeaways, etc. So any kind of like a short little blurb, because then we can push that out also to the patch and all our other community partner avenues.
Right.
So you would do the patch and the papers?
Yes.
We do the Thursday packets or no?
No, what we do is we do the patch, we do Pete Peterson's blog, we do a press release in the Hometown Weekly and the Medfield Press. We push it out on Facebook, and Tim Baker also, connects it to concerned citizens and perhaps friends as well. And yes.
Great. That's super.
So did that cover everybody, Megan? Because of course, this stuff is always geared towards just the Dale Street School project. But Megan, you were saying how you wanted to broaden it a little bit to people, and you want to talk about residential stuff. But Anna Mae, would you say that what you cover that too? You cover the whole spectrum of everyone in Medfield, right?
Yeah, so I think, what, this does relate to the Dale Street School project. And I think, your desire to just kind of expand it a little bit and maybe contextualize it in our community, I think it's pertinent in my view. So, you know, I think your little blurb will be essential so that we can, you know, push
Yeah.
that out with it. And then date, time, place, you know, we're keeping it clean. We're not taking any, you know, it's just informational.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. And you cover everyone anime, so we don't need to add it to anywhere else, because I feel like anime, all the sources that you guys go to covers it all, right?
Yeah.
So there's no
Yeah,
one,
so
my point, that's what I'm trying to say. There's no other avenue we should go down, seeing that we want to broaden it a little bit more to just even just the residential group. I mean, it's, you know, because right now our focus has been on the Dale Street project and everyone being involved in that, but we're covering everyone anime, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think if left field can just put it all, you know, because this is still part of the project, still put it on your updates, on, you know, the milestone calendar, all that stuff that you would normally put any public forum associated with Dale Street project. And we're good.
We'll put that on there.
Okay, cool.
Excellent. Could somebody send me, or would I just find them on Facebook, the postcard that Tim puts
I'll
together?
send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you, Gina.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's got our little logo and then just informational.
Okay, and then do you have a set of dates where if it's going to happen on the 25th, you have target dates to send it out, or would you start? When would you
Yes,
start?
because I would always, so thank you, Megan. So yeah, because especially with the print papers, we have to get them in the Sunday night before, because they go to print on Monday. So so let's just backtrack here. So if yours is on, let's give it 2 weeks. Okay, so why don't we aim, Megan, for that blurb to come to us by the 7th of Feb, or even before then, actually, because then Mike likes to proof things and give it the thumbs up before we send it out to the papers and whatnot. So can we have like a ready to send blurb on the 7th of Feb?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then that will be good too, because there's the school vacation week, and I don't even know if people will leave or not, but
No, you're right.
won't be looking at their papers. So it'd be good if it can be in the paper twice on the 11th and
Yes,
the 18th.
yes. So ready to send blurb on to 7, and I'll send it in that Sunday, and then it'll hit the papers, you know, 2 weeks. And then normally what I do is, you know, to keep it fresh, is really the patch that the week of, and it'll be on social media and stuff like that.
Wonderful.
Is that cool? Sounds like a plan?
That's cool. Yeah. So everybody likes the plan of making it a little broader to include more people. Yes. Feels like that's a good.
Me. I think that's a great strategy.
Okay.
Cool beans. Yeah, anything else, Megan?
Not for me. Thank you so much.
No, you're a free woman.
I'll excuse myself. Thank you. Have fun. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye, Sullivan
Thanks,
family.
Megan.
Oh, goody. Well, it's just us, guys. Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, I think this week, you know, between Pete Peterson's blog, the patch this morning, you know, various articles, that the word is out for the February 1st meeting and also the February 3rd meeting. So I feel good about that, you know, so in terms of getting that information out. And I just wanted to touch base about the meeting itself. I know, you know, your Monday working group kind of handles it, but is there anything else we need to know as a subcommittee? Any more support we need to do for the forums? Any updates? No.
Well, what do you think, Tina? I mean, Arrow Street, they've got it down to a science with their presentations, and they've been the one working with the engineer. So Tina, what do you think?
Well, I mean, for the month of February, you know, we have all those dates that you've listed. I'm trying to think if there might be anything else that had popped up, but I don't think so. And we're not even, I mean, we could probably even start looking into March, right? let me see, I was just looking at the schedule earlier this morning.
Oh, quick question, Tina and Gina, because
Yeah.
I saw all the emails and I don't know where it landed because sometimes my Gmail emails get all messed up. Like I loved the idea of pushing out the survey results, you know, out. So,
Oh,
so
yes.
did you guys finalize one? Where is it? And shall we, you know, is that a worthy email? Should I ask Tom Erb to, you know, send that out? Because I think that, you know, that breeds transparency. Here are the results. We're going to analyze them at the meeting. I think maybe that might be a good idea.
I sent the document to Andrea and to Christine so they could post on the town and the project website. I have to look at it, but I sent it to them yesterday. I know Tim was supposed to post it to Facebook as well.
Okay.
But it would be good to just let people know it's there. Take a look at it. I mean, it's a robust document. There's a lot in it, but someone can just kind of thumb through it, whatever, but they can look through it and at least get a sense of the things that may be discussed on, that will be discussed on the first.
All right.
Right. I think it makes sense too, because it is going to be published for the you know, in 2 places, so it probably makes sense just to keep the communication to also email it, right? To the
Okay, great.
subscribers.
So Gina, can you send that final because then there were a lot of versions and I didn't know which one to look at.
Yeah.
If you could send me
The one that I sent, I will send it to you, Anna Mae.
Great. Okay. So yeah, if you could pretty please send the final best version and then we'll email it out. And I think, you know, people can peruse it and then probably come to the forum with questions if it hasn't been addressed yet. Okay. Email out. Okay, great.
And I guess for the traffic, the agenda, Tina, so you guys, you have your presentation. Yeah, we looked at it during the working group meeting. So you guys will just talk through it and then the engineers, I don't know if the engineer was going to be there. I don't know.
Yeah, the idea with the presentation was that we weren't going to go through all the results because I think that would just take too much time and people probably would get bored of it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think people can definitely look into those results and take their time. They may have some questions, which I think will be great because that will give them an opportunity to look at it prior to the presentation. And the presentation is really just at an overview, point out, you know, where we find the information significant in making the decision on some of the recommendations. And so we have some options that that are potential mitigation strategies, but we're not recommending anything at this point. Further discussion and analysis is going to be required on our part, but also discussion with the school building committee before we finalize anything. But this will definitely give people a chance to for some input and feedback. And I don't think so. We're at the moment we're not planning on another public forum before a final recommendation is made. So really, this is a chance for people to voice their opinions and thoughts.
Good.
All right, very good.
Just one quick question. Will this be taped or recorded? Yeah. Okay. Because we have a warrant committee meeting at the same time and I would like to catch up on it.
Oh,
and just to that point, not to that point, but another point is I met yesterday as to go over a review with the financials of the police department yesterday with the chief. She was not clear that Monday was the meeting. So can someone reach out to her, make sure that she was open, but she said she didn't have it in her calendar. So it's important so that's Chief Garrett. And I guess probably we should do the same thing with Mo to make sure that he just confirm with both of them because she looked at her calendar and said, I don't have that on yet. So And maybe that's because the dates were
Okay.
moving back and forth and what have you.
Yeah, that was brought up at the working group meeting, Tina. So Mike was gonna follow up with that, but you'll touch base.
Right, Mike
right?
Quinn, exactly, yeah, yeah. Mike
Okay,
Quinn
well,
said that
as
he
of
would reach out
yesterday,
to
she was
confirm.
not clear, so
Okay,
wouldn't want to have the party and she isn't
Yeah.
able to attend.
Yeah, that would be a big bummer.
This is-
So
okay.
Tina or Gina, who's going to confirm with Mike? Which one of you?
Tina,
yeah, yes, I can.
Okay.
I'll confirm with Mike.
okay, good.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob, for bringing that up. I hadn't realized, I know on Monday we had talked about it, but we should probably make sure she could get it on her calendar.
Yeah,
Good, great, wonderful. All righty, that's good. And then confirm with, okay, correct. Beautiful. All right, cool. So that is, so flow, we've talked about that. The working group has got that down, the invitees. Tina is going to confirm with Mo or with Mike regarding Mo and Chief Garrett. And then we're going to get out the traffic survey results, and also that final postcard is going to go out. We're still waiting for the link for the Zoom. And then now my question is, and or maybe we should wait to the last time, but you know, I'm going to actually share my screen now. I'm hoping we can quickly, actually, to Bob's point about warrant committee's meeting on Monday, I also got an email from a Wheelock resident saying that her husband, I think, is on the planning board, and that night is a meeting for the planning board. So I think if we can just keep in mind to look, me particularly, to look at the town calendar. And I know there are limited dates, you know, and right now the new year is always kind of jam-packed, but just to be mindful of what else is happening in town. You know, I apologize for that because we looked at the select board, but we didn't look at anyone else. So I think if we could.
Well, this is a very busy time. We're
It is.
preparing the budgets, you know, the articles are being prepared. So, you know, you do the best you can, but you can't get everybody. It's,
No.
you know.
I know, but at least an effort to it looks.
Sure. No, I mean, it's clear, but if you look at the calendar, it's pretty full.
No kidding. And
No,
that's a night I teach. So I'm not going to be able to pop in until 8 o'clock. So we're all doing our best.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, in those those specific cases where you have someone who's involved in the town and has background, you know, invite them to send an email or to, you know, let them know that it's there, but, you know, also invite them to, you know, you could even invite them to this meeting, for example, you know, if there's a, you know, just because it's conversation, it's not,
Right.
it's not debate, and it's information. So
For sure.
if there's clarification required, this is I think this is a forum, I think, for clarification, not for debate. So if you have a question, you want to bring it that would clarify, you know, because there shouldn't be that many, as I said.
Yeah. But perhaps also to your point of it being recorded, we could email out the recording.
Absolutely. As I said, you send out, you know, let them know that it's being recorded, and that, you know, you invite email comments, and, you know, you're going to be following up next Thursday. And that will be a point of discussion in this subcommittee. So again, if it needs more clarity, you know, I wouldn't invite debate, but because we're not a debating organization. That's not what we do.
No.
But if there's some questions on clarity, then, you know, Thursday meetings is an opportunity.
All right. I like that. Perfect. I think we'll open that up. All right. Great. Thank you. Sorry. Now I want to go share my screen. You know what, maybe we should just put a placeholder with this, but I did want to talk about, you know, this February update thing. You know, I'm wondering if 1, timing, 2, content, 3, photo. So, so timing, this as it is, I think if we want it to just look like this with the content, it should go out sooner rather than later. I think Lynn had mentioned that last week, to get this out.
Yeah.
But then does it seem silly because we have our, should we wait until after the February 3rd meeting to have more up-to-date information versus sending this out and then sending something out post February 3rd?
I think that makes sense, Anna Mae. Third is around the corner, it's the SBC meeting, who knows what could come out of that.
Yeah.
Let's wait
Okay,
to put
good.
this one out and we'll update it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That was my gut because I think this has been out there and now it's redundant. And then we're just going to have to quickly turn around to get up-to-date information like days after we send this out.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thinking about that because typically what we do in the beginning of the month, we have our SBC meetings and we send an entire packet of all the stuff they have to go through, meeting minutes, invoices, all that other stuff. And at the very end of the packet, we always have this next month's project update, which we would typically have a February 1, which typically we would put this in there.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of need to have that too. So I'm thinking maybe what we need to do is for the March, I think, the March 1, we have what's come out of this. I'm trying to think.
So would that would, to me, that would seem so
I know,
long.
it's
So we're having
far
our
off.
meeting on
So-
February 3rd. I feel
Mhm.
like we should have an up-to-date, what transpired at that Feb 3rd and then the next steps. And then,
Yeah, I agree. I think what's happening is that we're using this document to do double duty.
yes,
So
yes,
We
yes.
typically use this in our thing, and I think we need to have this in our packet for the 3rd. But
Sure.
maybe what we need to do, and it's almost like, why are we doing twice as much work when we're putting out information? But for the sake of the communications subcommittee, we need to have something that we put out. So maybe what we need to do is to develop something kind of like this, but a little different.
Yeah, because I hear what you're saying, because I
Yeah.
think, and they serve 2 different purposes.
Yeah.
One is for what Tim Bonfatti and Larry would call the inside baseball crew, and then the other is for the general public to really engage them, not with the minutia, but with the big picture stuff. So maybe we can use this template as a 2-pronged kind of approach.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to make a note, and I think that's what we do, because to be honest with you, as part of the meeting packet, we're probably going to have this in there. But
Okay.
after the 3rd, left field, let us come up with something that
We'll refresh
summarizes
it.
stuff. Pass it by you, we can talk about it, and then we can figure out and then let everyone else look at it and then figure out if this is the thing that we send out, hopefully the first week of February.
Okay, very good. All right. I think that's a good.
Yeah.
Tina and Bob, you agree, disagree?
I agree.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, cool.
Yeah, and I thought that the piece in the patch that shows the aerial view, and shows the location and puts it into context of all the space that's there and how much space is affected was very helpful.
Yeah.
I thought it was, the weekly, I just read that, and I think in both cases, it's information. It's not positional, it's just information. But I thought that aerial picture is very, it shows context to space and location. So I thought it was
For
good.
sure.
I
For sure.
agree. I agree.
I'm
It's a
so
great-
grateful that you found that, Tina.
Yeah, they took it. Yeah, yeah. And I think too, and I think because, being in the industry of construction and architecture and being accustomed to looking at plans and site plans and, computer generated stuff, you really get a sense. But I think for person who's not involved in the industry, who doesn't see those things, you need to see an actual photograph of the space. And it's nice that you can superimpose this model. And that's exactly where it would be located. It just gives people so much more context. For
I thought it was very good. I think it reinforces that whole
Yeah.
space.
Yeah,
You know, it shows it shows the soccer fields, it shows the fields behind it, it shows the walking trails, it shows everything in context. And, you know, there's been some misinformation of, you know, this is jamming something in and taking
Right.
things away, and it doesn't, to me, in viewing it, it looks, you know, proportional.
Yeah,
preserving a lot of that stuff.
Correct.
yeah, I think that.
I'm sure others will come up with other perspectives, but that's just my one point, one man's opinion.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but I think that photo in and of itself paints a bigger story than we can in words almost. So, and that, to Tracy's point at the last meeting, you know, using that photo a little, you know, bit more and putting it out there. I'm glad Colleen ended up using that photo, so that was good. All right, so, because then it might be worthy to still use that photo. Like even this photo here, we're talking about model schools and the options. So I'm almost thinking it's premature to use this photo that's in this Feb thing when we're still talking model schools and a decision hasn't been made. You know what I mean? It's almost contradicting.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's hard because I think also with the floor plans, people might read into this as being final, and it's
Yep.
not. I mean, we have so much more work to do to develop this this floor plan and the design, the exterior of the building. There's so much more, you know, that we need to do to get it to a level. But so we definitely don't, I mean, we don't want people to get the impression that this is the final design, this is the school. It's not.
Yes. So maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, because it's, you know, when you start getting into a lot of detail, it starts looking
Mhm.
like a done deal. And there's so much that has to be done between now and then. The picture of the building in its context, I think, was sufficient without, you know, going through every 36 rooms and that's, yeah, you know, that's, I would agree, particularly with the model school proposal on the table. This is the stuff that needs to be really defined before I think we want to make too much of that.
Yeah, right.
Again,
Right.
second opinion by one person.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, maybe you could use the that aerial image looking the other way, because I think you had it on the postcard initially, and then we replaced it with the one that shows the soccer field. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's,
You know what I
think we
mean?
used that one last time. I think we used that image on the month prior to or something like that.
On the month prior? Oh, okay.
I think so.
Yeah, but you know, I found that photo very confusing, because to me that looks like you were building on the soccer fields, which made me pause. So I think that we keep using that other photo, because again, that tells the story, and not everybody has seen it. So I think if we keep
Yeah.
putting it out there,
Mhm.
people, you know what I mean? So I think it would be worth using it again.
Yeah, you know, I agree, because even though the building may change in some form or shape, but at least you know exactly where the building's located relative to everything that exists in that area, you know,
Yeah.
so I agree.
Right.
It's a good picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
no, I think that's fine. And I could take a look. I'll see what other images that we may have produced that might be helpful,
That'd be nice.
that we can start to share. So I'll try to pull some up, and then maybe I can email it out to you and
Awesome.
get people's
Thank you.
opinions.
That'd be great.
But that current one, I tell you, is definitely a winner.
It is.
Just, you know, it says so much. So, all right. So despite not having a full committee, it sounds like we've come up with some plan. Super. All right. And we've decided we're going to table, because I didn't write those minutes yet, we'll table those minutes. And anything else, folks?
Good.
We've got our plan. All righty. Very good. Super. All right. Well, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate everyone's time and input. All right. Ciao.
All right, thanks.
Great,
See you.
thank you. Have a good day.
Likewise.